Hey everybody, this is not going to be a normal review today. This is going to be a look at upgrading the potato masher to Windows 10. Now, I put off doing this as long as possible because Windows 7 is frankly pretty awesome. It's my favorite operating system. It's many people's favorite operating system. And unfortunately, I think it might be the last kind of universally loved operating system we get for a while. Windows 10, I think, is a good operating system, but it has had a fair share of issues, and Microsoft is not really winning that many hearts and minds by being so pushy with the recommended update. So anyway, I decided it was time to upgrade the potato masher because I wanted to be able to test games like Forza Apex and Quantum Break, which a lot of you guys are requesting, and I want to be able to test things in DirectX 12 eventually, so at some point you have to upgrade. Now, unlike the RAM upgrade, upgrading to Windows 10 is completely free. If you have a key for Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, you can upgrade to Windows 10 for free until, I believe, sometime in June or July. So, at first I did the upgrade process. I'd heard lots of people say they recommended doing a clean install, but I wanted to do what a normal customer might do. Windows says upgrade, click this button, we'll give you Windows 10. Maybe they would just click that button and have Microsoft give them Windows 10. Now, I'm going to have some bad things to say about the process in this video, but the actual upgrade went pretty easily. I clicked the button, I disconnected the monitor for the potato masher, hooked it back up to my main computer, worked for a while, clicked it back over, and the upgrade was done. That's it. I didn't have to do anything else, and honestly, that's pretty impressive. So, good job, Microsoft. All my files were exactly where I left them. Everything worked exactly like it did before when I was running Windows 7. The only exception being that the start menu looked completely different, of course. So I started doing some tests. Unigine Heaven ran perfectly fine. I downloaded Forza Apex and it did not run perfectly fine. It ran okay, but then I started getting lots of frame rate drops, very inconsistent frame rates. Even when I lowered the settings, the frame rates were still bad. So I started thinking, okay, something's not right here. This doesn't seem good, so I then installed Dirt Rally because if you guys remember the Dirt Rally video, that game is extremely well optimized. It's easy to max out at 1080p on the potato masher, and it has a very consistent level of performance. And I was getting tons and tons of frame rate drops in that as well, and the frame rate was just having trouble keeping up. So I did some reading online, and that seems to be a common problem people have after they upgrade for a gaming machine. Now, if you're not gaming, the Windows 10 upgrade seems to be pretty smooth, but if you are gaming, it looks like bad frame rates happen to a fair amount of people. So I decided to do a clean install, and here's where I'll give Microsoft some more credit. The clean install went very, very easily. They have this free tool that you can download, and it creates a thumb drive or an ISO file, which you can later burn to a DVD. So I went the thumb drive route. You pick which version of Windows 10 you want, and of course it needs to be a corresponding version to your version of Windows 7, and it creates the tool. Then you just pop it into the USB port, boot off of it, and install Windows. Now, because I have a copy of Windows 7, not Windows 10, when it gets to the part where you register, you just say, I don't have a Windows key, and it goes, okay. And then it checks with Microsoft and sees, oh, well, you already activated a copy of Windows 10 on this computer. You're good to go. And it activated. And then when it got to Windows, unlike installing Windows 7, where you have 5 hours of updates to run, a couple dozen updates that need to be installed, Windows 10 was just done. When it got to the desktop, I had to turn off a whole bunch of, hey, do you want us to send some information to Microsoft totally anonymously so we can help make your computer better? I turned off all of that, mostly because I didn't want it to affect any tests. I don't want that many processes running in the background that don't need to be, because depending on what Microsoft wants, there's no telling what it could do to the performance. So I turned off all that stuff that wasn't necessary and just went with stock vanilla as possible Windows 10, and everything works great now. Frame rates are great. Unigine Heaven is great. no problems, and we'll see how tests go in the future. You know, I can't predict that every game's going to run amazing from now on, but the upgrade itself was great, and the clean install went very, very smoothly, so I'll give Microsoft credit. It's the smoothest clean install I've ever had, the easiest to use process I've ever done, and despite some issues I might have with the operating system in the future, I think they did a pretty good job in offering free, accessible tools to everybody who wants to use this operating system. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you can just check out links in the description, check out more information about the Potato Masher. I'm not going to do the whole spiel because you guys know it by now. And if you just stumbled across this video and this is your first introduction to the Potato Masher, go watch the other videos in the playlist. This is not going to be that interesting to you. But for everybody else, Forza Apex is coming up soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day.